What in the world did I just witness? Donald Trump gave one of the most bizarre and deranged speeches in the White House yet. This was for a Chanukah party at the White House. Donald Trump started just making noises, bing, bang, bing, bang. Here first, let's play this.
But I watched him go bing, bing. He went bing, bing, and two massive 100,000-pound bombs.
Next, he talks about his golden ballroom, and it's $400 million, and it's going to be such a grand ballroom. It's going to be impenetrable glass, he says, because this is what the American people are thinking about now. What the hell is he talking about? Here, play this clip.
For 150 years, they've wanted a ballroom, and we're giving them, myself and donors are giving them, free of charge, for nothing. We're donating a building that's approximately 400 million. I think I'll do it for less, but it's 400. I should do it for less. I will do it for less. But just in case I say 400, otherwise if I go $3 over, the press will say it costs more. I built under budget and ahead of schedule, right, Jason? Always.
Then he brings up Miriam Adelson, the billionaire who gave him $250 million in the last election. And she says that Alan Dershowitz is here. Dershowitz, who got the massages with Epstein, but says his underwear was on the whole time. Epstein lawyer, Trump's lawyer. And then she says, I'll give you $250 million, Donald, to run again in 2028. And then people start chanting. What am I even watching right now? Here, play this clip.
And now I met Alan Dershowitz, and he said the legal thing about 4 more years. And I said, Alan, I agree with you. So we can do it. Think about it.
Alan's here someplace. Where's Alan?
Alan is here. Oh, he had a flight. Alan is here. Think about it.
Thank you.
Maybe I will be the first one who told me, or second. Yeah.
She said, think about it. I'll give you another 250.
I will give.
But her husband, Sheldon, was an amazing guy.
Then Donald Trump says that he's done so much for Israel that he has to read it. Look, I have pages, he says. I have pages. Then he just starts pulling out pages. Play this clip.
Happy Hanukkah. And you know, this is the first time that I've ever brought up notes to make a speech for. We call them the Christmas dinners. I call them the Christmas Hanukkah dinners, if that's okay. I hope you don't mind. But I call them New Year's dinners too. But I've made about 20 of them so far. I never had any others. I brought this up. You know why? I've done so much for Israel that I have to read. Look at it. I got like pages. And I don't want to leave anything out. I don't want to leave Golan Heights out. I want to tell you what we did. But it's an honor to help you. I have so many friends, and a lot of you are right in this audience.
Then he has Mark Levin, the Fox host. Mark Levin then shows up, and Levin's like, yes, we have the first Jewish president. Donald Trump is Jewish. By the way, did you know today that the Coast Guard actually implemented its plan to allow swastikas, implemented its plan to allow Confederate flags and nooses? Remember when that was reported, and then Trump's regime said fake news, and then they said, no, it's true, but we're not doing it. No, swastikas, Coast Guard, while they're doing this Hanukkah party. Pisses me off. Here, play this clip.
6 years ago, I was up here, and I said, this is our first Jewish president. Now he's the first Jewish president to serve 2 not consecutive presidencies. We thank you for everything.
That's right. Bad things happened on the second one. Namely, the election was rigged. And we found out, and you see that happening. But,
and you are the greatest president.
Thank you very much.
And God bless you.
Then Donald Trump brags about all the money that Miriam Adelson gave, $250 million. And one of the things that Miriam Adelson really wanted was the embassy to be moved in Israel, the U.S. embassy to Jerusalem. And that was a big push of hers. And here's what Donald Trump said. Here, play this clip.
From day one, but I think it's okay if we ask Miriam Adelson. Do you want to come up, Miriam? Come up here, Miriam. Miriam gave my campaign indirectly and directly $250 million. She was number one. When somebody can give you $250 million, I think that we should give her the opportunity to say hello. And Miriam, make it quick, because 250 million is not what it used to be. Okay? Hello, darling. Come on. Incredible woman with a great husband, a man that loved Israel.
Then Donald Trump said the reason he likes Mark Levin, that's how Mark Levin talks. The reason he likes Mark Levin is that every Saturday and Sunday I watch him and he says how much he loves me. So therefore, I like him. Here, play this clip.
And much more importantly, his much more brilliant wife. Where are you? There you are. Would you come on up here, both of you? Get up here. Get up here. Look, every Saturday, every Sunday, I'm forced to watch television to listen to this guy talk about how freaking great I am. Because he does like Trump. There's no question about it.
Then Donald Trump goes into a racist, xenophobic, and hateful attack against AOC and other Congress members and says, you have to be vigilant. You have to be careful. They're anti-Semitic. Here, play this clip.
That's no longer true. You have to be very careful. You have a Congress in particular, which is becoming anti-Semitic. You have AOC +3. You have those people, Ilhan Omar. She hates Jewish people. And you have to be very careful because there's been a big change. You know, if you go back 15 years ago, I'm not Jewish, but my father was very friendly with many, many Jewish people, was honored by Federation. I would go with him to Federation of Jewish Philanthropies and many other things.
Then there's more discussion, if you want to even call it more, words coming out of his mouth about his golden ballroom. Play this clip.
I think it'll be the greatest ballroom anywhere in the world. But I said, who else but in our country would sue to stop a $400 million beautiful ballroom that people have been after for the White House? The White House has wanted a ballroom for 150 years.
Again, I just want you to take a step back for a second, right? While he's doing this and bragging about his golden ballroom, unemployment ticked up to 4.6% today. Manufacturing seems all but in a recession right now. We're in a hiring recession in general right now. The only area where there's actual job growth is education and healthcare, two areas that are under vicious attack by the MAGA Republicans. Then you have this guy, Sid Rosenberg, goes on stage and he goes, I love you, Donald. I love you. Play this clip.
Say a few words, Sid. Thank you.
I love him. Do you all love him? Has there been a president even close to this guy, even close?
Then Donald Trump admits that his envoy for Russia and Ukraine, Steve Witkoff, knew nothing about Russia, couldn't even point out what cities from Russia are on a map. But Donald Trump's like, this guy's good. Let me just fact check you right there. Witkoff and Kushner were the guys laundering a Russian plan of surrender on Ukraine and demanding that Ukraine surrender all of its eastern territory, essentially, and then Putin would invade Kyiv. Fortunately, Witkoff's conversation with Yuri Yushchikov and Kirill Dmitriev were uncovered by what appears to be European intelligence services and released publicly to Bloomberg, and they were exposed in their plan to try to cause Ukraine to surrender. But here's what Donald Trump says. Here, play this clip.
But Steve's a great deal maker, but I noticed one thing about him. He had the greatest personality. He was a real estate guy in New York. He knew less about rivers and meets and bounds in Russia and the various places he's working on. He knew nothing about it. But I recognized for 20 years, I've been dealing with everybody in New York. I said, Steve has the best personality. I have other guys that are great deal makers, but you have to go into World War III before the deal. We didn't want that. I said, everybody loves Steve. He's a great deal maker, but everybody loves him. And that's what turned out to be. People love Steve. And I think we're going to be pretty close. I mean, we're going to see. I thought the easiest war to settle would be Russia, Ukraine, because they have a good relationship with Putin. It would have never happened if I were president. That would have never, and it didn't happen for 4 years.
Then Donald Trump tries to describe stealth technology. And this is where he does the bing bong bing bang thing again. And he says, you know, the thing about these stealth planes, he goes, you get to watch it. It's like so cool. You watch the planes, But when they open up, they go bing, bang, bing, bang, and then they drop the weapons. Here, play this clip.
They can fly those things the way they can aim it at a target in the dark of night, the darkest you've ever seen. They wanted to be as dark as possible. They didn't want anything. And the only time anybody could see those planes was when those bomb chutes open up, because it becomes totally unstealthed when it goes. I explained that to Mark Levin once. You're going in, you go like this, and as soon as it goes like this, for some reason, the plane is totally visible, not good. And I watched it happening, and just, it's like I'm sitting home watching it. You know, it's amazing. The Situation Room is an amazing place. But I watched him go bing, bing. It went bing, bing, and two massive 100,000-pound bombs come pouring out. And the job they did was incredible. I mean, compare that to, I thought he was a nice man, but compare that to the Jimmy Carter attack on, that was not good, with the helicopters and the men running all over the place trying to get the hell out of there. This was not good. This was the single greatest military attack that anyone's ever seen.
Now, while that was taking place, you have Kash Patel giving an interview on a podcast featuring Stephen. Well, he was with his girlfriend, but it had Stephen Miller's wife is the host of the podcast. And Kash got very emotional describing how he and his young girlfriend deal with people on social media criticizing their relationship. Let's play this clip.
On a personal level, of course, I wish we didn't have to deal with the attacks. Like, she should be out there touring and crushing it on the country music stage, as she always has been. And she shouldn't have to deal with the collateral consequence of just being the FBI director's girlfriend. But I think with the hypersensitive nature of the media, especially the social media space, people come at you because it takes me back to like when I first did an investigation of consequence, Benghazi or Russiagate or what have you. They always said it's going to be the loudest when you're over the target. And yeah, it's been the loudest for us.
Then you had Marco Rubio complaining about the Vanity Fair photo of his face. It's obvious to most people that Vanity Fair deliberately manipulated pictures and reported statements without context to try and make the White House team look bad. And there's nobody more loyal or committed to Trump's mission than Susie Wiles. I don't know, Rubio, that seems to be what you look like right there. And then our editor-in-chief, Ron Filipkowski, called that, and I think you know that we've called it on the MeidasTouch podcast, with the Epstein files about to be released, right? Or the requirement by law that it's released, right? With the MAGA Republicans refusing to extend the Affordable Care Act subsidies and refusing to allow a vote on it. Wag the dog. What does Trump do? Wag the dog. Basically declares war on Venezuela. Here was his post from a short while ago. Venezuela is completely surrounded by the largest armada ever assembled in the history of South America. It will only get bigger, and shock to them will be like nothing they've seen before, until such time as they return to the United States of America all of the oil, land, and other assets that they previously stole from us. The illegitimate Maduro regime is using oil from the stolen oil fields to finance themselves, drug terrorism, human trafficking, murder, and kidnapping, for the theft of our assets and many other reasons, including terrorism, drug smuggling, and human trafficking. The Venezuelan regime has been designated a foreign terrorist organization. Therefore, today I am ordering a total and complete blockade of all sanctioned oil intakers going into and out of Venezuela. The illegal aliens and criminals that the Maduro regime has sent into the United States during the weekend and that Biden administration are being returned to Venezuela at a rapid pace. America will not allow criminals, terrorists, and other countries to rob, threaten, or harm our nation, and likewise will not allow a hostile regime to take our oil, land, or any other assets, all of which must be returned to the United States immediately. Thank you for your attention to this matter. You know what this sounds like? When Putin uses denazification as a pretext to invade Ukraine. Now, let me be very clear. Maduro is illegitimate. Maduro is a dictator. They don't run fentanyl or drugs from Venezuela into the United States. It's just an undisputed fact. That's when drugs aren't coming from Venezuela. So what Donald Trump is doing, though, saying you stole our oil, what Trump wants to do is launch a regime change. That's what this is all about. By the way, that's what Susie Wiles told Vanity Fair, which MAGA's all up in arms about. But yes, Donald Trump, who claims to be the peace guy, has done no real peace deals, and now he's getting us into a freaking war in Venezuela, and that pisses me off. Anyway, let me know what you think. Hit subscribe. Let's get to 6 million. Thanks for watching.
Love this video? Support independent media and unlock exclusive content, ad-free videos, and custom emojis by becoming a paid member of our YouTube channel today. You can also gift memberships to others. Let's keep growing together.